Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Latin America Show. My name is Enrique Gelista, and it's a pleasure being tonight with all of you and sharing, of course, the best of Latin America. So thank you very much for being here. Apologies if you are like listening a weird noise. It's just my dog that realized that it's 8 o'clock. It's time for him to eat at this time, but to drink a lot of water. So apologies for that in advance. However, it's like, well, welcome to the show. And of course, well, I would like to say thank you to all the people that they are supporting us, that they are following us, give us a like. So I would like to ask you the same. So first of all, if you can follow us in all our social networks, you can find us very easy at the Latin America Show. We are on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and of course here on Facebook. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, don't forget to put the bell there in order that you know every time that we're uploading a video. And also, if you want to watch the previous chapters or the previous episodes that we have had talking about these amazing countries as Costa Rica, Mexico, Honduras, Paraguay, Brazil, all of them. So you can check it out over there. So well, we have an amazing storage of different videos. So thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you for all the people that they are like following us. And also, I would like to ask you many things tonight. Well, it's like, but of course, in a good way. It's like, we know that we're in a lockdown time. So it's a difficult time. It's going to be for a long time. So, well, unfortunately, we're going to stay at home. But well, it's like, I would like to ask you to support each other. And supporting each other is support all the people. And I'm not talking only people that they are here in the Latin America Show or all the different products and people that they have been here. In general, support all the people that they are like launching a business or trying to keep their business open. And they are like nowadays selling different stuff on the internet. So well, try to support them. It's the best way that you can do it now, buying some stuff, because well, we are in difficult times, so everybody would need support. And also in this show, the best way that you can support us is giving us a like and sharing all these shows. And also when we have a promo that is going to be for the next show, please share it with your friends. Maybe they will be interested to know more about Latin America or the different products or services or interesting people that always they are here. And of course, it's like we invite you to participate in the different promotions that we have and also the challenges, quizzes, etc. So this is more like a kind of invitation just to be more, to have some solidarity with all the people that they are also coming to the show, because well, we have fantastic artists, fantastic people that they are coming here, a lot of people that they are offering products and services that they are coming from Latin America, or people that they are based in Latin America and exporting products to the UK. So well, remember to give us a like. And also this show is like the way that well, we can provide you more content. And of course, well, it's like the way that we can provide you more information about the food that we have in Latin America, the music, of course, these fantastic artists, the products, and everything. So please also let us know, what do you want to watch in this show? We have tried to cover all the different countries in Latin America. However, we would like to know, what do you think about it? So please, if you know any Latin American friend or someone who is linked with Latin America, please send us a message in order that maybe we can invite them, in order that they can share whatever they do, yeah? And of course, well, it's like all the countries, they are invited. Remember that this is a community for all the people that they are based in the UK. So, well, it's like after all this long message, I would like to say thank you. Yes, and I can see the face of Roger and Whitney. It's like, yes. It's like, I would like to say hello to my friends, mis amigos, Whitney Nuchereno.
Yeah, I don't have much of a poker face. Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. Welcome from the USA. This is hopefully my last show from the USA, and I'll be let back into the UK. But anyways, I'm excited to talk about the topics we have tonight and to do some Spanish. Also, piggybacking on Enrique's message, if there's anything specific in Spanish you want me to cover, please do, because this is not like my regular classes where I have like a pattern and I'm leading up to something very specific. These classes are tailored for you guys. So whatever you want, throw it in the comments, or you can message me directly. That's it.
Brilliant, mate. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, it's like you try to be short.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
do you
sure.
know what is going to be? Yes, you know already what is going to be the
I always
show for the
know.
next
Plus, I
one.
could just
So
open
I
it.
know that well. It's like you are like spoiling. Yes, I know
Oh
that
yeah,
well.
I'm
That is going to be.
spoiling next week. Yeah, Peru.
Yes, I know. So it's like okay, well, God. Anyway, also in the other side we have Roger Alarcon.
Hey, hello everyone. Good evening. Today was a nice day in London. I don't know in USA with Whitney, but yeah,
So nice.
and soon we're gonna be hopefully out of lockdown. I need a hairdresser, either the you Enrique. So we need to cut the hairs because well, it's getting
Yeah.
messy up there. But the next hour is gonna be amazing. So stay tuned.
Well, actually, Roger, I cut my hair by my own.
Oh, that explains
Fortunately, yeah, exactly. Yes, agree. Whitney, agree. Yes, I commit a few mistakes. It's good that well you cannot see them, and also that I don't have to go to the office because if not, maybe I have to walk backwards because yeah, it's like interesting. But well, it's the kind of new skills that well maybe you in the audience you have improved some skills like those, like well, that you're cutting your own hair or something. So yes, well, at least it doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit short, but yeah.
Now I understand why you was talking about just the hair gel. So you put a lot of gel, so we don't know.
Well, yeah, actually, it's like the problem is that well, it's too short that I can't use gel.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like
Sorry.
there's no way. It's like maybe I got to put like a kind of wig or something because well, it's not.
Yeah.
You can have my hair. It's way too long. Someone.
Yeah, but yes, but it's like yeah. But at least it looks
Lockdown,
like well, yes, it's like
That's
people
okay.
if they are watching me, yeah, apologies for
lockdown
that.
problems.
Yeah,
Lockdown
it's not
problems. Anyway, you're at
lockdown
home,
issues.
so
Yeah.
lockdown issues.
Great.
Yeah, some holes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now I feel terrible. Okay, thank you, Roger, for helping with my self-esteem. Doesn't matter. So, well, I would like to say thank you to all the people that they are joining us. I can see Abhijit that well. He's saying good evening. Also, he's saying hi, Dad. So I think so he's saying hello to his dad. Also, Edgar Enrique Prado that is here. That is saying hello. Yvonne Velasquez that she's here and is asking where by the way where are you Edgar because well it's like yours Yvonne is asking you if you are in the snow Houston or the Caribbean where you can let us know.
We have a problem. We don't have a hairdresser yet.
Yeah.
But we have been in Mars now, so well it's like yeah you know, at least
At least we cannot go to the hairdresser, but we can see in internet images.
We can go to Mars, no anywhere, but yes, but we can be there. Also, well, I would like to say thank you and hello to Annalise that well, she's saying greetings to me and also Kevin that was the noisy dog that maybe you can listen before. It's like also, well, Abhijit is ready for knowing more about action because well, we have two extraordinary people tonight. I will let you know a little bit more about them. But well, it's like also here. Oscar Wool is here and he's saying hola. I think she's Oscar. I don't know. Our friend Mauricio Jaramillo that well is like saying Jaramillo Café presente. Hello, Mauricio. When we will cover Venezuela and Puerto Rico. Actually, we're gonna have someone. That you don't know that, Whitney. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna have someone from Venezuela actually very soon. I think it's his next show, by the way.
No.
Yes, next show.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. That's the thing I don't know. You're right. Okay.
You see? Okay, we're gonna have someone from Venezuela next week. Well, Puerto Rico, yes, we are chasing Puerto Rico. Don't worry about it. Gavin Dancy is saying, hola a todos desde Londres. Es primavera aquí. Of course, it's like a spring here in London. It's just amazing, as Roger was saying. Yeah, that's
even
good.
with the hay fever, you know, when you go out and there's just the wind and you start sniffing, yeah, it's spring.
Yeah, actually, well, it looks like Yvonne now is spoiling a little bit about what we're going to have in the future because, well, she's saying that, well, we're going to have amazing artists. Okay, well, hopefully. I like the background. Which background, Abhijit? Thank you.
Mine.
Omar
Mine. No. Mine is cool.
I think so. It's mine. I think so. He's talking about mine. But anyway, so well, it's like I like the background. Don't forget Nicky Jam. Okay, so well, we are gonna have Nicky Jam. Oh my God. 2 months till a haircut. Yes, we're gonna be very heavy. Hello to all, a warm welcome to our guest. Okay, to our guests. Yeah, Yvonne is saying is spoiling about our guests. So well, tonight we have 2 amazing guests, and also it's like inviting you to share this video because maybe a lot of people, they will be interested to know more about them. We're going to have, of course, well, we're going to have music that is an amazing singer that, well, you will know, and we will have a couple of videos that, well, also one of the things that I would like to highlight about her is that, well, she has been working across different communities in order to integrate and just to play together with amazing singers. And actually, she's playing and she has been participating with, I don't know if you remember Yadira Ferrer, that she was with us, yeah, before. We have a couple of videos, I think so 2 weeks ago. Last week, we have Juanita Euka, and also all of them, they have been together playing with Eliane, that she's going to be with us tonight. And also, if you would like to know more about how all these amazing Hollywood movies, they have all these visual effects, we're going to have a Colombian guy that is Hernan Barros, that, well, he is a visual artist. So it's going to be just amazing. So, well, before we go with them, I think so it's time to go to a Spanish lesson with Whitney.
Oh, yay. My favorite. Your favorite too. Okay, so I'm going to ask microphones and mute just for a little bit.
For the teacher. Okay. I can imagine. Do you do that to your children now?
Oh, I mute them when they come in the room. and I'd say, I'm like, hola, ¿cómo están? And none of them respond. It's like the most silent class on Zoom. I love it. I'm sad we're opening up. That means they're going to speak. So that's not good. All right.
Well, I can mute you from here, Whitney.
I know you can. Stop. That's why you want to be the host of a Zoom. You have the powers to do that. Okay. So for tonight's lesson, I am, again, like I'm kind of all over the map here. It's not like it's a typical Spanish class. And because we are, talking about music as well, but cinema, I thought we should do some words about the movies in Spanish. So before we get into the words themselves, I want to, let me just put this up here. Okay. I want to go over the articles. And last week, I kind of mentioned them, and I've mentioned them in previous episodes, but it's been a while since I've really taught them. And to understand nouns, we have to also understand the articles that go in front of them. So we have 2 types of articles. We have indefinite articles, or los artículos indefinidos, which are un, una, unos, y unas. So un and una both mean a or an, and un is masculine, so it goes before nouns that are masculine, and una is feminine, so it goes before nouns that are feminine. And how we know which nouns are masculine, feminine, there are some patterns I'll get into in later shows, but a lot of it's just, you have to memorize it. So, and then we have unos and unas, which are both plural. They mean some. Unos is masculine plural and unas is feminine plural. And by the way, there's another way to say that, like algún, algunos, algunas, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. And then, of course, we have the definite articles, los artículos definidos, which are in white. I did color coding, because that's a very languagey thing to do as a teacher. So we have el, la, los, and las. And el and la are both singular. El is masculine, la is feminine, and they refer to one thing. And then los is masculine plural, and las is feminine plural. So they agree with the noun after them, both in gender and number. So for example, if we want to take the word movie, película, if I want to say something along the lines of, I want to see a movie, quiero ver una película. Okay, that's how you would say it, quiero ver una película, because it's a broad phrase and it means that the speaker isn't specifically talking about one particular movie. But if I were to say, quiero ver la película, that's a definite article because it's much more specific. Another way to think about it is like if you're shopping. I always, for some reason, my second language in school was French, and my French teacher always taught this, and it applies in Spanish. If you want to say, I'm looking for a red sweater, and you go into a store, you know, pre-COVID, post-COVID, there's so many red sweaters. It could be any of them. But if I said, I want the red sweater, el, in this case, el suéter rojo, then it would be el, la, or la, los, or las, depending on the noun. So that's how you can tell which nouns to use. So now that we have a better, or sorry, which articles to use with which nouns. So now that we have a better understanding of that, let's get into some vocab. Some of these are nouns and some of them aren't. We have una película, you can say un film as well, and that means a movie. And then you have el cine. El cine is the place where you go, the cinema. And el actor or la actriz, of course, are actor and actress. El, masculine, la, feminine. And same thing for the next two. You have el director, if it's a male director, or la directora for female. El productor, la productora. And that's producer. And then you have the verb filmar or rodar, which is to film. So those are a couple nouns. Again, el can mean the or nothing at all. And un or una is a or an. So before I open this up to participation, okay, the last part got cut off and I apologize for that, but I'll put it in the comments. We have what types of films? So, okay, so obviously there are more types than there are here. For the full list, after my segment, I'll put an article about 20 different types of movie, los 20 tipos diferentes de películas, and it's an article in Spanish, so I'll happily add that at the end of my segment in the comments. And here are just a few of the most generic and more popular, I would think, movies. So of course I put las películas románticas. We had Valentine's Day like a week or so ago, so that had to be first. And those are romantic movies, okay? You have películas de acción, that's action. Películas antiguas are kind of like old films. You could even say películas clásicas, which are classic and mostly old. Again, I don't have all of them on here, so I apologize. We have las películas comedias. Las comedias son como comedies. Y las dramáticas or las películas dramáticas are dramatic movies. We have películas musicales, which of course are musicals or los musicales. And so those are the different types. So películas musicales, películas dramáticas, comedias, antiguas, and that one means old. I know antiguas isn't like a cognate. The rest kind of are, de acción, in las películas románticas. So my question is at the bottom, and this is for you guys in the audience, ¿qué tipo de película prefieres? So you would, and I'll put this part in the comments because it got cut off and I'm sorry. So I, for instance, yo prefiero las películas románticas. So in the comments, if I were an audience member, I'd put prefiero and then las películas románticas. So, okay. Roger, ¿qué tipo de película prefieres tú?
Las películas de acción, como todo hombre, queremos ver la película de acción y luego...
Muy bien, películas de acción, perfecto. ¿Y Enrique, qué tipo prefieres tú?
Románticas.
Ah, muy bien. ¿Tienes razón, ¿no? Eso significa que tienes razón. Tienes uno. Okay, muy bien. All right, so now everyone put, and I'm going to put it in the comments, prefiero, and then put your favorite, oh, Casa de Papel. That's not a movie. I love this. Okay. Maybe that's from earlier. All right, prefiero las películas como Usual Suspects. Muy bien, Liliana. So throw your comments, throw your favorite movie in the comments, prefiero, and then ... And here they are again, las películas románticas, de acción, antiguas, comedias, dramáticas. Who wants so much drama during COVID?
Históricas, horror movies.
Yeah,
also.
histórica. Well, I'm putting that article in. I'm putting that article in so everyone will have, I know there are more. I picked the ones that I felt like people might want during COVID. This is the COVID movie list. I mean, who wants horror movies?
The end of the world.
Pandemic is
the end
scary
of the world
enough.
movies.
Well, I think so. The COVID movies, they are all. We have watched everything. I think
Yeah.
so. No?
No,
You guys
no,
are funny.
but also as well the movies which are about the end of the world. There's a lot of them.
I know.
Actually, yes, you miss one that is very interesting that Yaya is mentioning. It's like, what's about all the
Fantasia.
fantasy movies?
Ooh, yes. I like that.
Because actually, we're going to talk a lot
I
about
know.
that movie.
Yeah, it is in that. I didn't even think of that. And it's funny because I know some of the movies like Harry Potter, which I know we'll get to, could be ruled as like fantasia or it wouldn't be science fiction. It'd be like fantasia, I would think. I saw all of them. They're really good. So I should have put that in. But that's why we have the audience to add something as well. Películas dramáticas y de crimen. Ooh, crime movies. Sci-fi, ciencia, ficción. Película favorita, Cinema Paradiso. I haven't seen Cinema Paradiso. Es bueno.
Oh, haven't you?
You know what? I feel like I saw it a long time ago.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
Whitney,
really
what are you
good.
watching on Netflix now? Tell me.
The Crown.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Y tu mamá
Fair
también,
enough.
me encanta. Y tu mamá también. Now you can put Vicky Cristina Barcelona, great movie. Javier Bardem. Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We will keep reading the comments as we go along.
Well, they also
Keep
put the
throwing
Schindler
them in.
List, or Marcas.
Oh, that's what it was. I think there was
Yeah.
I went to his factory in Krakow. It was
Also-
very, very moving.
Our friend Ana Velázquez, that well, she is from Humble Spoon. She's putting like Whiplash. That is really
Yep,
good
just saw
movie.
that.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you know what?
Music.
It's like, well, hopefully, Anna, you
Vale,
feel
ahora.
better because I knew that well she had COVID. And I think so well all her family. So hopefully, well, I can notice that well you are here. So it's amazing that you feel much better. So well, it's like,
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
so that you're
That's
recovering well.
scary enough. Oh my goodness.
Excellent. So well, it's like it's really good that well
Yeah.
people, yes, if you can let us know which is your favorite movie.
Yeah, and I'm putting
that
that thing in the comments right now. I just have to find it on my computer and throw it in but yes, please keep commenting. And that's it for now. The second part is not going to be slang, something a little different tonight. So stay tuned.
Okay, excellent. So well, I think so.
But you won't spoil it.
Okay, I think so. It's time because well, this show we always have some music. So I think it's time to go with some video. Who we're going to have, my dear Roger. This video is from Eliane, but what is the video?
Well, we're gonna have the fantastic Eliane, but with her magnificent group WARA, and the song is Yo no me voy, which it means I'm not going. So let's see it.
Yo vengo por el aire, yo vengo caminando, yo vengo por los mares, yo vengo a seguir luchando. Yo vengo por el aire, yo vengo caminando, yo vengo por los mares, yo vengo a seguir luchando. Yo vengo sin conocer los nombres de tus alas, voy a conquistar el mundo al son de la clave. Soy la niebla, soy la lluvia cuando cae, soy las olas cuando rompen, soy la arena cuando arde. Con la cara sudada, las manos llenas de callo, guiada por las estrellas, sigo firme como soldado. Y mi futuro es incierto, pero eso ya no me despeina. Yo soy hija de los guerreros, de los dioses y las reinas. Vine sin rumbo y sin maleta, sin pasaje de regreso. Y aquí no me saca nadie, ni por fuerza ni por ley. Y ahora dime, ¿qué vas a hacer? Que no me paren, yo no me voy. Aunque la luz me falle, yo no me voy. Aunque el frío me muerda, yo no me voy. No me voy, no. Aunque no haya dinero, yo no me voy. A pesar del gobierno, yo no me voy. Me pueden apuntar, pero yo no me voy. No me voy, no. Esta es para mis latinos, los que se abren paso. Un país donde el que llega es luchador. Empezando desde cero, nada contra la corriente. Lava plato con su título de doctor. Y seguimos creciendo, aunque la puerta no abre. Con la cabeza bien man. I wanted to make mama proud, but all she got was a phone and some credit. But when I go home now, I can tell her, mommy, I made it. Your wall is high enough to scare us. Nosotras asesinas de la tierra caliente, te guste no te guste. Yo, latina, te digo presente. Con la cara sudada, las manos llenas de callo, guiada por las estrellas, sigo firme como soldado. Y mi futuro es incierto, pero eso ya no me despeina. Yo soy hija de los guerreros, de los dioses y las reinas. Vine sin rumbo y sin maleta, sin pasaje de regreso. Y aquí no me saca nadie, ni por fuerza ni por ley. Y ahora dime, ¿qué vas a hacer? Que ya no me pare, yo no me voy. Aunque la luz me falle, yo no me voy. Aunque el frío me muerda, yo no me voy. No me voy, no. Aunque no haya dinero, yo no me voy. A pesar del gobierno, yo no me voy. Me pueden apuntar, pero yo no me voy. No me voy, no.
Excellent. So that's just fantastic. And well, we have this rhythm that, well, she's Eliane Correa, and well, she's going to be with us later tonight. So, well, it's going to be just, and well, you will know more about her and all these extraordinary projects that also she's developing. So I think so it's time to go to our first guest that I think, so Roger, over to you.
Well, this is very interesting topic. Our next guest is Hernan Barros. Was born in Barranca Bermeja. I did it. I say it very well.
Bermeja,
Bermeja, Colombia.
I know that
proudly
we
Colombia.
were practicing, Roger. We were practicing that one. Come on. Barranca Bermeja.
Barranca Bermeja. Okay, yes, I did it. Okay, for the third time. Is proudly Colombian and is a visual effect artist. Hernan studied film and TV production at the National University in Bogota, and then digital media at the Westminster University, and composing for film at Escape Studios. Hernan has been part of the team that won an Oscar in the category of Best Achievement in Visual Effects for the Jungle Book, Gravity, Martian, and The Irishman. There are just some of the titles he's been participating. Please welcome Hernan Barros.
Gracias, muy contento de estar aquí en tu programa. Una pequeña corrección, hice parte del equipo que ganó el Oscar por el libro del... sorry, a little correction. I was part...
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Spanglish is part of my daily life.
Spanglish.
Like, I speak two languages, Spanglish and Portuñol. So
that's
how we roll in London, basically. So I'm very happy to be part in the show. Just a little correction. I was part of the Oscar-winning team of Jungle Book. The other three movies have been nominated. The Martian, it was also in Gravity, but The Martian and The Irishman didn't win the Oscar. The team was nominated, but we didn't win. So.
No, yeah, I was referring when I say finish with this Jungle Book Oscar, and then you've been participating as well in Gravity, Martian, and Irishman projects. And many more.
Actually, Hernan, yes, it was a problem just creating the promo for this week because it's like too many movies that you have participating on them. So it was like, how can I put and extract all of them together? Yeah.
It's a lot. It's been a fun road to be part of all of these projects, especially Gravity, because he's a Mexican director and 33% of the hosts in the show are Mexican. So it's pretty great working with Alfonso Cuarón.
Amazing. Well, let's start with the interview. Well, Hernan, first memory of a film that had impact in you and why?
Well, before, like at the beginning, films were just, things like stories that you get into it, but The Silence of the Lambs had a big impact on me. It took me to places that I never thought a story could take me to. It scared me a lot, but it made me think a lot. So since that moment, I was like, I want to do something like this. I want to be part of something like this. And that's when I started to pursuing a career in film. Basically, it had nothing to do with visual effects, but it was just by the part of being of such an immersive experience.
Okay, well, and well, of course, it's like, how did you get involved in this part of visual effects? It's like, is there like something that, and I would like to understand what is the difference between special effects and visual effects? It's like, yeah, like, I don't know if you can explain me a little bit about it.
Well, the special effects are the ones that are done on set, in camera, like real explosions, stuff that is done with stuntmen, choreographed fighting, all of that. But visual effects are the ones that are done through a computer. So that's the difference. Although in the Oscars, the category is joint, special and visual effects. I get involved, it was a very slow process. At the beginning at university, doing shootings, it was always a mess. And I like how when you work in a computer, you can control most of the elements. So I started working on animation. And when I came to the UK, originally I wanted to work in animation, but that industry wasn't that big. Still, it's not that huge at the moment. But with the knowledge that I had in animation, I could start working on visual effects. And that's how slowly I started working in 3D movies, the movies that you put your glasses on and then you see the volume. That was my way in, because it was, at the time, it was a very uncool job. People didn't like that, but that was my way into the industry, and I loved it. I missed it, actually.
I have to be very honest with you. When you sent all the different promos that you have, or well, these reels that you have about yourself, when I was watching one of it, I said, the quality is not good. Later on, I realized that it's a 3D one. And that's the reason, and that's the reason why it looks like blur. But I said at the beginning, this looks weird. So why the quality is not like getting the good one that I like? And I think so also it was Harry Potter and some of them that you have in that visual. That is like just amazing. And that could be really nice as well. It's like, I don't know, I would like to ask the people in the audience if they have that glasses at home, because well, we have some of these effects that maybe we can present it here in order that people
no, but it's very difficult.
But it's like, you know, that some people they have it, because I think so in some
TVs
kind of
work,
and also some video games or something, they used to have these things, no, I guess, like,
but it was
not
that technology that never took off. It was something that was supposed to be massive, and then it never took off, and then virtual reality came, and it was like new thing, and no one is talking that much about the stereo 3D. So but I'm very happy, because that was my way in to the industry. It was my foot at the door, and I had like pretty great projects, and then I could move on that in other ways inside the industry.
I have a question about the creative process. Like, in what part of it do you become involved, and how many other people are involved? Because I imagine it takes a team.
I was funny when some people say like, for a movie, how many are you? 10, 30, 20? And it's actually like thousands. Like
That's a lot.
More like around between 1,000 and 2,000, depending on the movie, depending on the project. And that's only in the visual effects part. It might be a little bit more on technical support, but the people actually doing the effects is a lot, because movies nowadays, they have hundreds, like sometimes 1,200 shots, or many shots that they all require some sort of visual effect. So, and I got involved at the end. What I do is called compositing. So some people think, you compose, are you a musician? And I was like, no. It's compositing is integrating elements that other people create. Like in Jungle Book, for instance, I get shots from the kid on a blue screen with a few plants, and then we get from another people the background. So I have to put it together. And I worked in the sequence when there was a fire. So someone else created the flames, someone else created smoke, someone else has created embers, which are like the little ashes that they light up and then died off. So I have to integrate all of those elements and make it look like the kid was in a fire and create like reflections on his face. So he's like, oh my God, it's hot and all that kind of stuff. So
wow. I'm glad you explained compositing, because when I saw it in our promotional video, I thought, what is it? And I'm like a native, like an English speaker. I thought, what is that? So thank you for explaining to the rest of us.
It's a very weird job.
Yeah, because
well,
I thought,
I
I think he means composing, but no, thank you for that. Wow, so many
so
people.
you integrate all of the stuff, like an animator creates like the tiger in Jungle Book, but the animator just moves it, but someone else makes the tiger, someone else create the bones, someone else has created the furs, someone else light the tiger. So I get that whole heavy tiger and I have to put it in the scene to make it look like he is integrated there through shadows and color gradings and all of that little tricks that you can come up, that you learn and you get to work with people that they've been in the business for decades. So it's amazing to work with, I mean, talented people from all over the world. That's a great experience. So yeah, that's what it is.
In that point, Hernan, I wanted to just a quick question over there is, how you managed? You don't have any leaks for the movies?
Well,
so many people involved.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some leaks, obviously, but they for on one hand, the studios, they have very tight controls. They you know, the machines are not connected to the internet. They're just connected to the internal net of the company, and you cannot plug a USB drive or anything like that. But also, us that we work, we love movies. We are there because we love movies. We all come from different countries, and then we have this passion for movies. So we love the projects that we are part of. And so we send a non-disclosure agreement, but obviously we just don't want to ruin our careers, and then we don't want to ruin the movie that we're working on, because that will be like affecting your own project. So it's based as well on a mutual trust. That's what it is actually.
And in that, well, obviously in that context for all the people who works there, and it's so many companies doing visual effects here in the UK. What happened? Why so many special? What happened? What was the boom?
Well, there are a couple of things. The team of Tony Blair created a law. They realized that when a movie is expensive, it tends to be expensive because when you see that, oh, this movie costed $200 million, it's basically 140 were budget for visual effects. Visual effects are really expensive. So then the team of Tony Blair, or the team of the government at that time, realizes of that and created a law of tax rebate, which means that if you work in a movie with a heavy visual effects, the government will give you back 20% of what you invest. So that's why the projects were very attractive to the investors from Hollywood. All the companies, they saw that in London, in the UK, they have that 20% back of what they invest. So they started open offices here in the UK, and also because of a little wizard called Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling, everybody was fighting for the rights of the franchise, and then she could ask whatever she wanted to ask, percentage, rights of merchandise, anything. And also she says, okay, one of the conditions is that the movies need to be entirely shot and produced in the UK, from acting to the last end, to visual effects. So everything needs to be in the UK. So that guarantee seven massive movies charged with visual effects will be done in around roughly 10 years. So investors, because of that law of tax rebate, and because they knew that there will be a constant influx of work through these 7 movies, everybody invested and created companies and started calling people around the world, started training people. So that's why the reason why the Oscar land so often here in the UK. Gravity was done here, The Golden Compass, Gladiator, Ex Machina, all of these big movies is like every other year. 1917, they were all done here in the UK, the visual effects. So that's the Little Wizard helped us a lot.
So, and just one question over there. It's like something that I'm just thinking now. It's like, so all these movies, they have, of course, your seal there, because even the director is telling you maybe what are they expecting. At the end, it's something that is coming from your mind. Even someone creates a fire or whatever, you are creating this composition in order that, well, it's like even the director is not the last one who is saying like, well, how do you know exactly what do they want? How do you create this? Create everything in your mind?
Well, it depends on the movie, because in some movies the director communicates that vision to the visual effects supervisor, and the visual effects supervisor, they do a storyboard, and then they do something called pre-visualization, which is a rough visual effects done like in a few minutes, and based on that they approve it, and then they communicate to all of us like, what do you need for that specific shot? It's a very complex process, because I have to agree with my boss, and then my boss has to agree with his boss, and his boss with the visual effects supervisor, and the visual effects supervisor with the director. So you have to have meetings at least 2 or 3 times a day. But and having so many people to agree sometimes could be a nightmare, but it's part of the process as well. It's fun.
And do you think that, well, it's like when your team won the Oscar, first, well, what was that experience? How did you feel?
It was very exciting because it was such a beautiful project. And also it was one of my first projects when I moved from stereo to visual effects. So it was my third project. And I thought, I'm not going to be part of a team that win the Oscar. That will be so quickly, so soon. So, but it was great. They took it to the company as the week after, and then allowed us to have pictures with it and to have like group pictures, individual pictures. It was a great experience, and our boss is lovely. Funnily enough, the name of our boss is Adam Valdez. He doesn't speak Spanish, but his parents are Mexican. His dad is Mexican, and his mom, I think, is from Guatemala or something like that. And then he worked as well in The Lion King, and he was nominated for The Lion King. He has three nominations so far. Sometimes I sneaked out on my breaks to speak on the phone, and then he's like, "You speak in Spanish, but not from Spain. You sound closer to my mom, but not like my mom." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Latino. I'm from Latin America." Like he said that I was very loud as his mom when I speak in Spanish.
And for example, after that Oscar, it's like this one start opening more doors for you. Like it's like more people, they were like to start calling you and everything.
It gets easier, especially when a very important part of my job is to have a portfolio, a show reel that you can present when you apply to a job. So when you have a big project, the idea is to have those shots of those Oscar winning or Oscar nominated or just basically big projects. And the companies, they give to you the shots so you can use them when you apply to other positions. So that it does help a lot when the projects come out. Yeah, it gets easier. I mean, there is a lot of competition now, but there is, with the COVID, the thing is a little bit slower. But yeah, it does help you when you are part of a project like that.
And I have a question, because you mentioned that you work with so many people from all over the globe. So as a Latin American, how difficult was it to get to work with or to work on such incredible projects and big productions? And are there a lot of Latin Americans in the UK doing this?
Well, at the beginning, I was normally the only Latino in one of the projects. Just after a couple of years, I worked with a Mexican, a really dear friend, Stephanie. and then after that, yeah, maybe a Brazilian here and there. But then since like 5 years ago, I've seen more and more, especially Argentinians and Colombians. It was so funny because I was hired in this big company to work in Mary Poppins, in the last versions of Mary Poppins. And then I slowly realized that I wasn't the only Colombian. There were 8 Colombians in the company, and there was even another one called Hernan. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not so special anymore. and there was another compositing artist as well among them. And so it was, but the thing is, like, they didn't know between each other, so I connect them. And it was a great experience. Things are changing because Colombians are migrating more. The people are seeing Colombians through different eyes, in a way. There's more people that came here to study, or they get scouted to universities. So it is great. It's been a pleasant surprise since I've seen that since kind of like recently 5 years, something like that, 4 years, there are more Latinos. And I don't think there were any restrictions to, like, if you're a Latino, they will hire you. It's just they look for the qualifications for you to be there, which is a bit difficult.
I have some questions about the audience. They are like, for example, here is one like, can you work at several projects at the same time, or is only one that you can work on it?
Well, sometimes when a company can have several projects at the same time, and sometimes if the deadline of a project is getting closer, and the company is getting behind, they pull people from one team to the other one, even for a week or two, just to help out. And then you go back to the other project. So yeah, in a way, you could be working in, I've done that, working in a couple of projects at the same time. And it's interesting, it's fun, because sometimes you are like 2-3 months just seeing the same thing. Like when I work on Gravity, I was just so tired of seeing Sandra Bullock every day. I was just like, oh my God, just die. And I was just like, just die in space. Oh my God. I know you're in trouble, but, or when you are working in Jungle Book, it's just like, oh yeah, it's a little kid. And so it's after 1 week or 2 weeks, you are like, you are very happy, and then slowly you start losing it. So when you go to another project and see something different, solve some problems, and then you come back, you're like, oh, hi, Sandra. So it is a good sensation, actually. Yeah.
So basically you memorize every single part of the eyes and everything. It's
everything. It's just, yeah. Especially those movies, like there are movies when they have like a big cast. So like when I worked in The Irishman, so yeah, so I have a shot with Al Pacino, then I have a shot with Robert De Niro, or I have a shot with Joe Pesci, or with someone else, with Anna Paquin, or shots with all of them, or extras, or just the sky. But there are other projects that is just the same actor on and on and on and on. Like, so yeah.
And another question that we have here from the audience as well, is like quite tricky one, but it's like, what has been the most horrible work experience that you have had, or what movie also they are asking? Is there anyone? But I would change a little bit the tone of the question. I would say, what could be more like the most challenging one?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think it will be my first project, most likely. It was a movie called The Finest Hour. It was the story of the biggest rescue of the U.S. Coast Guard. And it's a beautiful movie, but it flopped. It's with Chris Pine, but it didn't make that much money. And basically, there's supposed to be rain in the scene. There was rain all the time. And they did rain on set, and they didn't like the rain on set. So they asked me to remove the rain on set, every drop, and put fake rain. So I have to like remove the real water and put fake water and it had to look natural. And I was just like, well, I have natural water. So I was imitating the other water, but they say that because of the green screen, the water that we have, some of them, it looked like green lines, that it looked really fake, and it was better to create fake water. And yeah, it was. And it was my first visual effects compositing full-on thing. And I was like, why? But then I learned that. So
That's amazing.
I can imagine when you go outside. I can imagine when you go outside and it's raining. I say, oh my.
You just go out to London.
It's like, yeah, that could be amazing. Like saying, I don't like this rain. I'm in London. I don't like this rain. I've got to change it. You know?
Yes.
Open the roof up. Yeah, I have a question, but you might have just answered it. It's about like, do you have a curious anecdote you have about your work that you'd like to share? Like, for example, filming a certain scene. Like, I know that one of the most iconic scenes of British film culture was the fight between Voldemort and Harry Potter. Like, how did it feel to work on either that scene or a different scene? Like, any other anecdote you want to share? And if not, the rain is a good one.
Well, that was funny because I had friends that they were Potterheads, and then they were really like, "Where are you working?" And I was like, I couldn't tell them, but I knew, like, I read the book and I knew how the fight will end. But it's still seeing it in real life, well, in the movie, how it is visualized. It was a very great feeling. But also, I think when I was working in Jungle Book, having, the movies all being shot in LA, it was entirely shot in LA, and then you're doing it here in London, it was as well quite interesting. I have a very lovely experience in the set of Wonder Woman, because I always loved Wonder Woman, and I was hired to do something called post-vis, which is basically the director shots the movie, but then they want a quick visual effects so they can just focus on the acting of the actors, or like on the editing, or how the scene is illuminated. So you do like quick visual effects, like you replace a sky quickly, a sky that you download in Google or whatever. And so I was working on set, and I never worked on set. So that's fascinating, going through with extras and costume people and walking through the sets. And they asked me for Wonder Woman. They gave me a hard drive with 1,000 sparks and a shot of Gal Gadot doing this. And they asked me to put sparks, like, which is deflecting bullets, and do my top 20 of sparks, because the director didn't know, she didn't know what she wanted exactly. And then they gave me a week to do that, and I did my best. And then the director sent a message like, "Oh my God, I love them all. They are so nice. I'm not gonna use any of it. I know what I don't want now, but thank you." And I was like, okay, you're welcome.
Listen. If you ask me, could you watch Gal Gadot every single day on this? Yes, I do it.
Oh my God.
Shit. I was trying all the time to go to the set as much as I could, like looking for silly excuses to maybe if I could see someone famous or see Gal Gadot, but no, I never. I only saw extras. That was very disappointing.
I'm surprised you stuck with this. You are so patient. I would have been like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Hernan, I have two more questions for you. Just conscious of time, because, well, it's like now we have to jump to the other interview. But it's like, I have two questions here. It's like, one, they are asking like, what movie was the most, sorry, not the most horrible. In this way, it's like best. What movie was the best to work on?
Oh, the best to work on.
Yes.
I know that it sounds like I sound like a silly answer of like a beauty pageant contest, like, oh, I love them all. But each movie kind of like teaches you something different. With each movie you learn a lot. Obviously, I enjoyed Jungle Book because it was a very special project. It was a very unique project. I love Mary Poppins because normally you don't work with sound, but because it was a musical and then you needed to go your movement with the music. So I was working with sound, so that was pretty cool. And I worked in a TV show called In the Name of the Rose. It was an Italian show. and I love the book. So and it wasn't a massive production, so I had more control of everything, and kind of like you could see my work. I could feel my work, like I did this and that and that and that and that, because there were not so many shots. So that was great to have so much control of it. So yeah.
And another question that we have is like, who is your favorite film director?
Well, one of my favorites is Alfonso Cuarón, and I like him a lot, even before working with him. But I love all of his movies. I love Roma. I love Gravity, of course. His Harry Potter is my favorite Harry Potter. And also he appreciates a lot the work of visual effects artists. Many of the directors, they don't come to see us. Many of the directors, they normally do a premiere for us. And the directors, they are maybe in the audience or they don't even go. But Alfonso Cuarón goes to the premieres for visual effects artists and normally gives a little speech and say how much he appreciates all of the work. So yes, it's not because he's Mexican, it's because he's a great professional, but also that helps.
Okay,
Yeah.
and okay, sorry, I have two more questions for you. First is like your favorite movie in general.
In general, I think it has to be still The Silence of the Lambs and Parasite. Oh, I love Parasite last year. It blew me away.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, I mean, it blew me away as well.
And the last question, it could be like, what do you love about Latin America?
I love the passion. I love the passion that we have, that it exudes. Like, I think I suffer from the Superman complex. Like in my own Latin American one, and I'm a Latino. I'm like, they were all Latinos, we're all normal people. But when you came here to Europe, your passion exudes. You have this superpower of transmit your love for life, your passion for things, for your hobbies, for your work, for the people that you care, and that's what I love about Latin America and about us.
Okay. So thank you very much, Hernan.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course, you have to come again, because I think so that, well, we have to make like a breakdown of some of the movies. And for example, that fantastic story that you told us about, just remove the normal rain and put a fake one that looks normal. That's interesting. No?
It's like very interesting.
Okay,
oh
but I think so you have a lot of different kind of stories that maybe you can share with us. And I'm pretty sure that, well, all the audience, they would like to know more about you, more about your work, and also it's like just the incredible creativity and all the stuff that you're doing here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Liliana, for inviting me as well, and Yvonne for making the contact. She was the one who introduced me to this lovely program. I've been watching you since 2 months, and I learned a lot about your stuff, like Uruguayan wines. I had no idea that they make wines. So every time that I go to a supermarket, I'm like, maybe you should have a Uruguayan. Like it is. Thank you guys for the work that you do. It's very important. It's very interesting, and yeah, I hope to see you again. Well, I'll see you again in a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We will see you in a bit. Thank you very much, Hernan.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Hernan.
So, well, he's Hernan Barros, and well, you know that, well, he has an amazing, I don't know why this is not changing sometimes. It's like the speaker view is not working on Zoom. I'm talking and it's not realizing.
It happens to me yesterday. It says something about Zoom. Yeah, no worries.
Yes, because actually it's like, I don't know why I cannot manage the cameras or something here. It's like, well, at least the monitors. But yeah, it doesn't matter. So, well, I think so it's time to go to a fantastic singer. And I think so you have more overview about her.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So Eliane is a young Cuban Argentinian pianist, MD and composer based between London and Havana. She initially became known for her Afro-Cuban fusion project WARA, which also went on tour in the UK and internationally. has released several records and won 2 Lucas Awards. And since 2012, she has composed for several projects and groups, one of which being La Evolucion and another in El Aire project. So please welcome Eliane. And I think, yes, you're connected. Welcome to our program. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Of course. We're just going to get right into it. Can you please talk about your current bands and when and how all of you came to work together?
So currently, I mean, I work on a lot of different projects, but I have 3 main bands at the moment. One is La Evolucion, which is a huge salsa, Cuban salsa and timba orchestra. The other is WARA, which is more of a more like party and dance oriented, pan-Latin kind of urban music ensemble geared around pro-immigrant, anti-racist lyrics, pro-feminism, etc. And then there's an El Aire project, which is a much more like spiritual, connected, slow listening type of thing, which is geared around Afro-Cuban music, jazz and electronics and soundscapes.
Nice. And
well, sorry.
Enrique, I think you have a question.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, it's like, and well, it's like talking about your work and everything. It's like, I don't know if you can tell us a little bit more about some of your favorite covers and also some of the original songs that you have.
I mean, here's the thing. So when it comes to my day-to-day, a lot of the work I do is playing other people's music. So for example, I tour with the world of Hans Zimmer, so that's not my own music. Sometimes I make covers of songs that I like, such as this cover I did of a Stevie Wonder song in timba recently. But I feel like what defines me the most as an artist is the music that I create and that I come up with as a composer. So I do a lot of music for the screen, for the stage. And I feel like that's what really defines me, because I have quite a unique setup, so to speak. I mean, I lived in Cuba throughout my teenage years. I grew up in Europe. I'm here in London now, which is also a melting pot. And I feel like I've been very lucky to have access to all these different types of music. And I feel like I want to represent them all in my music. But I can't have just one project to just throw everything in there. So I do film music, I do music for theater, I do WARA, which is very party, you know, bass-driven, dancey-oriented music. I do music that's more for sitting, listening, meditating to it, like in El Aire. I do music that's more salsa and connected to Cuba, which is where I partly grew up with La Evolucion. And I feel like all of this kind of all together, all these different pieces of me, they're all me, but I can't have one project that takes them all together.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a lot of stuff.
I've got a question. I've got a question. I know your music covers all wider range of genres. Which ones is where you musically involved over the time? Which one is more, which is the genre you love the most, and then you be involved?
It's hard to decide, because in my heart, normality to me, like the normal music I listen to, I wake up, I don't know what to play in the morning, I play Cuban music, timba, Alexander Abreu, Los Bambán, anything that comes from Cuba, interactivo, whatever, that's normality to me. But I've been in London for almost 12 years now, and I grew up in Europe as well. So I've listened to a lot of other musics. I was trained classically on the piano, so I listened to a lot of Bach and Beethoven and Chopin. So all of these represent different facets of me. The more seen one, the one that I kind of project the most out there, is Cuban music. There's always a little Cuban element in everything I do. There's always going to be a little droplet of Cuban music, or an entirely Cuban project like La Evolucion, but it's always going to be there. Cuba is always having this presence in my sound is defined by the Cuban presence in it, but also by the presence of all these other things, I think.
So you are like in that way, like the typical Latino, I guess, that, well, it's like when we are cleaning, we're putting like this kind of fun music or something with rhythm in order to, yes, like some of these Cuban salsa or Cuban songs or something, just to have the energy to clean the house.
I clean my house to Habana de Primera and Los Bambán every week, you know, but you know, it's interesting because what most people think is Latin music, there's so much more, you know, and the same way in my playlist, you'll find the latest Latin hits and you'll find the most standard Cuban music that everyone knows. For me, some things, as someone who lives with one foot in Havana for many, many years, that are completely normal to me, they haven't gotten outside of Cuba. And there is a whole world of Latin music out there that hasn't kind of made it internationally, and that is also part of our identity. And this is part of what I want to, you know, explore, talk about, sing about, play about, write about breaking up this stereotype that Latin music is despacito, salsa, and
Yeah.
Marita social club. And they are all Latin music, they perfectly
Yeah.
are. But there is something beyond this. And the richness that is behind this, to me, is something that I want to grab it and squeeze it, you know, and give it to everyone.
I love that. And actually, you just mentioned like a topic that I want to address, identity. Speaking about like your bands like La Evolucion and even WARA, like what's the reason behind those names and that choice of like, you know, calling yourself that and exposing yourself to the world under those names?
So I think the name with the most meaning behind it of all my projects that I have now or that I've ever had is La Evolucion, because often people think of Cuba as, you know, oh, the revolution. Fair enough. But there is an evolution that is happening. This music is evolving. Cuban music is evolving. Latin music is evolving. There is a whole lot of Latin musical evolution happening behind the scenes. So while everyone is dancing to Despacito, which is fine. I mean, I listen to it as well. I mean, it's a tune, you know, but there is a whole lot of evolution happening behind it. And for me, calling one of my bands La Evolución was honoring the change in a way, honoring the change that is happening, honoring the evolution that happens in Latin musics, each to their own, each in their own different path, but honoring the fact that we are not this static thing that is stuck in this one place, moment, and time, that we are this evolving thing that has a very multifaceted identity. And for me, La Evolución is that. It is a timba band. It is a band that makes Cuban salsa at the end of the day, but the different little bits of influences that we pick here and there are an evolution of that to me. That's how I see it. That's why I call that band that. And to me, it's a call to remind everyone that there is an evolution happening, that we are not this static item. Latin music, salsa, timba, they are not static items. They are things that move, and we can move with it.
And actually,
Thank you.
talking a little bit about La Evolución that you have there, it's like, I would like to invite to the audience that was like, you have, I think so, well, two things that I would like to highlight here is like, you are engaging different singers to your music in a way that you are working in a very good way, because that is something that we love in the Latin America show, and we are trying to do, like create this kind of community all together with the same goal, demonstrate the best of Latin America with different people, different, I don't know, topics or different skills that people they can have. And you are using that tool in WARA and also in the Evolución, etc. That while you are mixing this one, and I would like to say that it's like just amazing that you are working and you are creating this community, because that is the way that I can see it. You are creating a Latin American community there. And the second point is that, well, for the audience, it's like, if you have the opportunity, it's like she has, well, I mean, Eliane now, it's like she has a 42 minutes video on YouTube. It's just amazing, because she's compiling different artists, different rhythms, and amazing voices together with an extraordinary band music. So it's just a delight to spend 42 minutes. So I strongly recommend to the audience, if you have time, if you are cooking or something, put it, and you are gonna have a very good time. So meanwhile you're preparing, doing whatever, because it has different rhythms. And I think so it's the best way that you can know more about these different genres that Eliane, she was talking about, because you have different voices, different rhythms, and the performance is just amazing, and the music is extraordinary. Yeah. So yeah, I want to recognize that, and I would like to invite it to the audience, because believe me that when I was listening that 42 minutes, it was just extraordinary. It was like really good for me. Yeah, because it was like changing from one rhythm to another one. So it was like good. Yeah. So that was a very good creation. And on the other way, and my question basically now is like, after all that thing, it's like, I know that you were playing in Ronnie Scott's club, yeah, for many, many years there. It's like, here I have a couple of questions. It's like, what was it playing there in this legendary jazz club? That could be like my first question. And the second question, it could be more like, playing there change or add something to the style that nowadays you are using?
That's a great question. Thank you. And I'm so glad you enjoyed the online concert. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really good, actually. Yes.
You know, with La Evolución, going back to what you're saying about having different singers, this is exactly it. I'm trying to build a big family. I want to build bridges, because very often this person is doing their thing, the other person is doing their thing. Some of the musicians are in Barcelona, one of them is in Peru. We are everywhere, but at the end of the day, we are all moving towards the same direction. And for me, not being tied to one singer, because at the end of the day, I write the lyrics. So I give them to different singers according to, I think, oh man, like this singer will connect with this particularly. So I give her this song. This other song, I'm like, oh man, I know she will connect better with this. So I give her the other song. And I end up having this amazing family around me. And the musicians that you saw on this concert, that's half the band. We are recording an album now. There's actually 16 of us in the band. Yeah. I mean, we have to tour as less people, obviously, because, who can book a 16-piece orchestra? But the original arrangements are written for 16. And there's those 16 people and all the other people that have collaborated, that have been a part of it. And I feel like I just want to unite everyone. We are all Latinos. We are here. We are from different parts of Latin America, and we all have something that unites us musically. And I really like the idea, as you are saying, of, man, I want to contribute to us, like tying ourselves to each other in a way. Now, talking about the Ronnie Scott's question, Ronnie Scott's is a very meaningful place to me, I arrived in London when I was 20 with, like we say in Spanish, una maleta llena de sueños, a suitcase full of dreams, no idea what I was going to do. I started studying, and then one thing led to another. Suddenly I'm playing with someone else's salsa band. And then I said, you know what, let me just start my own. And I started WARA. WARA was a bit more fusion. It was a different story. But then one fine day, someone asked me to play upstairs at Ronnie Scott's with a smaller version of WARA, something a bit more salsa-ish. And so I readapted the whole WARA set to sound more like salsa, just for this one concert that we had. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much work. But it's Ronnie Scott's. And this is a dream, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I did it. And they booked us as a resident band. So there's two clubs at Ronnie's. There is the upstairs club, which is for bands that live in the UK. And then there's the downstairs club, which is where all of the big legends, any big legend you can imagine, they have all played there. And I played upstairs for about 7 years. One Friday a month with my band, La Evolucion, small format, 6-7 people. And then one fine day, finally, and this was at the end of 2019, I finally got the phone call of, hey, so we want you to move downstairs. Can you come and play downstairs with your orchestra? And for me, it was like, I'm done. I can die happy now,
So that is the kind of downgrades that is very very useful. It's like, oh, I receive a downgrade, but it's really good. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to die of anything, que Dios me libre. But for me, it was a big moment, because that was the same year that I headlined the Latin stage at Glastonbury with La Evolución. So suddenly all of these things opened up for me. And it felt like, man, we're doing something here, So now we're recording our album in March. It's going to be called Signo de Fuego. It would be out. We don't have a date yet, but it would be out, I think, about late May, early June. And it's all been thanks to the fact that someone at Ronnie's recognized us and said, listen, this is great what you're doing. Just come and play downstairs with a proper band, 12, 14, 16, whoever you can bring. And we did that. And, we played the Jazz Cafe. We, headlined the Latin stage at Glastonbury and all this. And for me, it's been amazing because it feels like what I'm doing is recognized. It takes a lot of time to write these songs for a 16-piece ensemble. Like each song is a 200-page document, you know. But it's nice because it means that Cuban music is being recognized. So this is a Cuban music that is not like Buena Vista Social Club. This is the Cuban music that Cubans listen to in Cuba today. So today's music, the music that people listen to in Cuba today, which is what I was saying earlier, there's that. But then there's also the fact that we're actually, you know, a female frontage and female-led band, and you don't see that so often. There's a few other bands that are starting out now in the UK, like Colectiva, for example, but we've been doing this for years, and I feel like us as a bunch of Latin women, because we're the one, like at the front of the band, it's all women, and I'm the one leading the band, and I'm a woman, and it's all guys playing, but we're still the ones running the thing. And to me, it feels like a really special, unique thing that we're actually able to play places like Ronnie Scott's or sell out the Jazz Cafe. We sold out Ronnie Scott's like a week in advance. We have another date due in May, and it's selling out as well. We've played Glastonbury, we've played all these festivals, and it's selling. And the fact that people want to see a band that is Cuban, that is contemporary, that is led by women, and that people are buying tickets to this, to me, is just, it's a dream come true. It's amazing. It's what I wanted to do in life, you know?
Yeah, that's
Well,
really
Enrique
nice.
mentioned Ronnie Scott's, but as well, you mentioned it, Glastonbury.
Oh, that was crazy.
How my question is, I'm gonna divide it into. It's just, first of all, obviously you've been playing all these festivals during all these years. First question: how you see the Latin American as a Latin American, how you feel the audience? They grow up, they accept it, they go, wow, yeah, we want more music. And then what was the feeling to play in Glastonbury? I was there for you, by the way. And how was it? It's one of the most important festivals in the world, and most of the persons who go there is 2,000 people, where it's from British, most of them from British. So how you feel about it?
You know, well, playing Glastonbury, I think I've played about 7 Glasters now, 6 with my own bands, and 1 year I went with someone else's band. But I've been doing this for years, and every year it's this amazing experience because you bump into people that wouldn't otherwise, you know, come from the house to your show. They're just walking past and they go, "Huh, what's this?" And they walk in. And which takes me to something that I feel is really important, which is people's openness, I feel, is changing. And partly Latin music becoming so fashionable and being in the charts and all of this means that now, like, as a Latin musician, I feel like I am being more received. I feel like people are more willing to listen to this music, even if they don't dance salsa, even if they don't understand the clave, even if they're not sure what the hell is going on and what's happening, they're still open to it. And I feel like this is progress. And I feel like Latin music is getting more and more this interest and this curiosity from people that are not necessarily from a Latin background, that don't necessarily know this music, but suddenly people are just beginning to be interested in it. And I feel like this is a huge change that has happened in the last maybe 3 or 4 years. And I love that because it means that when I go to play a Glastonbury with my 15-piece salsa band, I'm playing and the people that are there for the Latin music. But then as we're playing, people walk past and go, what's that happening there? And they come in. So we had an audience of like 3,000 or 4,000, and suddenly it's an audience of 10,000 or whatever. And most of those people, they're not Latin music listeners, but then they go home and they liked it and they look it up. And these are people that are going to end up listening to Los Bambam, to Oscar de Leon, to Mar Anthony, to anyone out there. But for me, it's nice to be that door, and it's nice that people are receptive to it. And I feel like all around the world right now, people have more of an ear. They're more like interested in Latin music. And I love that. And that's just this amazing thing that's happening right now, And at Glastonbury, I saw that. And every time I play at places that are not necessarily about my band specifically, we have people who are there randomly. And these people will go home and look up Cuban music, And to me, that's the magic. That's the whole magic. That's for me, this is what I want. You can listen to my music, or you can listen to Los Bambam, or you listen to Alain Perez or Oscar de Leon, whoever. But as long as you go home, you Google Latin music. For me, this is something that expands,
Yeah, Glastonbury is for me is magic, and is magic for everyone, for all the artists. As soon as you're there, you are captivated for the people. So that's the most important.
Yeah.
I have a question. This is not really music related, but aside from the music scene, what do you love most about Latin America that you'd like our guests to know? Or music and something else, if you want to talk to me.
I mean, the food, obviously.
Okay.
Like, we don't even need to go into that. If someone that's listening hasn't tried Latin food, please take yourself to your closest Latin restaurant and go sample it. So that's the first part. So anyway, food aside, what I love the most about Latin America is how varied it is. You know, we're looking at it from far away, and often we see it as this one big blob of culture that sounds a bit like salsa, a bit like samba, that has really good black bean soup, you know, and then and that's Spanish and some Portuguese, and that's it. But once you look at it from a bit closer, every country is very different. The same way Europe, you know, someone from Finland is not like someone from Austria or like someone from Greece or someone from Portugal. Latin America to me is the same. And for me, it's very interesting what we can bring to each other. From the point of view of, you know, for example, I'm Cuban Argentinian. You're from Bolivia, you're from Mexico, you're from Peru, you're from Colombia, you're from Venezuela. We all have something to bring to each other because we're all different. There's something that unites us. So the language, some of the basic like food stuff, some of the basic ways in which the world works out there, we are united. And it's nice because when I meet Latinos, I have a groundwork that we have in common. But then the actual differences and the richness. And I feel like this is something that's just so beautiful. Wherever you go in Latin America, it's like you're in a whole different world. And there's so much to discover, so much to see. But at the end of the day, I sit down in a bar, I bump into someone from Colombia, someone from Bolivia, and someone from Chile, and we end up making friends anyway. And to me, there's that. Like we all have this aquí and allá, you know, we have this connection that ties us.
I love that.
This kind of brotherhood, no, in a certain way, like it's that you feel you're from Latin America,
it's like you know, and we start chatting, and it's great because we're all very different, but we're also a little bit, you know, together, bound together by this identity that we have together, and I think that's beautiful.
I love that.
I need to say something quickly, Whitney. When you're in Glastonbury and you see the 10,000 of tents out there, if you see one post with any South America or Latin American flag, it's a party there. And then you're welcome.
Yeah, no, and going back to what you said, because I definitely want to get this in, that's literally our goal for this show, is to show that each country is very different and yet there's still some common ground. And I love that analogy you made to Europe, because I think a lot of our viewers coming from the UK and other countries can now like make that analogy, like, oh, it's similar to Europe in that it's connected in a way, but very much more different than many of us even have any idea about. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I have one question that, well, is also our guest, Hernan, is asking for you. Like, but I don't know, Hernan, I think is here. So I would invite Hernan if you want just to ask directly, because I know that you are here. So I don't know if you want to ask directly your question to Eliane.
Might be away from his computer screen and in the other.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me ask. Okay. Sorry. I don't know if you are there, Hernan. Yes, he's there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead. You have a question, Hernan.
I have a question. It's because I know it doesn't have. I know this show is all about Latin America, but it's not a question about that. But it's a question for you as a musician. One of the greatest composers of all time for soundtrack is Hans Zimmer, one of my favorite composers. And when I saw that you work at his orchestra, like, wow, my God, it is amazing. Obviously, like I was telling them, like I enjoy more his arias and the wind instrument, the string instruments, the cellos and that. But what did you play? What songs did you play? What soundtrack did you play in that one?
So on tour, I mean, there's like 16 of them, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but some of them are The Dark Knight, Pirates of the Caribbean, Lion King, Hannibal. If you're into strings,
I
A 28 cello suite played by the 28 cellos of the orchestra,
Wow.
and our cello soloist Marie Spemann, sometimes Tina Guo as well. And that is, I cry every day on stage. I'm sat there.
my favorite
I have to
one
play
is-
harp with my piano, and I'm sat there
Oh.
like tears falling on my keyboard every single day because it's just incredible the way it breathes. We also play Gladiator, Lisa Gerard.
Did you play Cavaliers du Sangreal? The
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
that's what my favorite song of Hans Zimmer, one of my favorite ones ever. I have a playlist of only versions of this song, like 25 versions of that
You
song.
probably heard me then.
Yes, and there are a few of them of the so the one in Prague.
No, so the one that I'm on is World of Hans Zimmer, and it's only been released as a CD, not a DVD, and it's World of Hans Zimmer with the Vienna Symphonic Orchestra.
I think I have that one on my Spotify playlist. I'm just
Well,
gonna check.
then
Yes,
you
yes.
hear me.
Cool. Oh my God, what an honor to meet you.
What an honor to meet you as well, man. I was listening to you. I love what you're doing. It's incredible. I was listening to your stories. I was like, wow, this is incredible, Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been great. Like I never expected that.
This is all about.
It's like
This is all about this having
Yeah,
an
and-
amazing artist here.
Sorry, Raya. Yeah, sorry. And Eliane, it's like where people they can find more about you, and it's like where can they find your music? How they can find you?
So if you want to go listen to the Hans Zimmer stuff, just go anywhere and look up World of Hans Zimmer, and that's going to be me. However, what really defines me as an artist the most, and what I just like to put out there, is my own music. So I have 3 different bands, but I work with all sorts of projects, and the easiest way to find whatever I'm up to, whether it's salsa or reggaeton or this or that or jazz or whatever, is through my Instagram and through my Facebook. I don't have Twitter because 125 characters is not enough for me. I like to chat. So Facebook.com and Instagram.com/Eliane Correa Music. Same handle for both. I'm very easy to find. I post all my stuff there. There's going to be, WARA's music video called Yo No Me Voy just came out. We spent 3 years filming this all over Latin America. So it took us 3 years to get this done. And it's just come out. So there's that. WARA, Yo No Me Voy. And then my album with La Evolucion is coming out at some point, end of spring, early summer. It will be called Signo de Fuego. The easiest way to find any of this and anything else I'm doing, whether it's touring with Hans or doing this or doing that, my Instagram and my Facebook page. And both are Eliane Correa Music. So thank you so much. I hope people can follow me there. Yes, this is it. There you have it. And there's all of my shenanigans are put together in this page. So there it is.
Well, that's fantastic. And thank you very much, guys. It's like, just please stay with us, because also Signo de Fuego, that is going to be the name of the album, is the song that also we're going to listen in a couple of minutes. So I would like that you will present it also, that one. And you can tell to the audience a little bit what is the meaning of that, and also what is the relation that you have with that song. But I think it's like time that you enjoy this part of Whitney. What are you going to show us about the Spanish?
You know what I'm going to show, because this was your idea. So, okay. So if everyone hates it, you can blame Enrique. And then if you love it, I'll take the credit.
Hold on. It depends the execution.
It's the time of the
not about
teacher.
the idea. It's the execution. Okay.
So, then you'll love it.
It's like return to the school. So let's hear the teacher.
Return to the school. Yeah. I'm not going to ask our guests to put their microphones in mute, because they're not the ones who interrupt me. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. All right. So normally I do slang in this segment, and it's really fun to interact with the guests, but I'm really excited to see what you guys will think of this. And okay, so here we go. Tonight, because we are looking at movies. Again, I thought maybe it would be a good idea to show expressions in the Spanish language that are used in Anglo movies. So specifically US films from the United States. And to specify, just to be absolutely clear, these films are in English, but they do borrow a few Spanish phrases here or there. And I don't know the names of every single film for some of these, because some of these expressions are just used in a lot of films, but let's look and see how accurate they are. Not all of them are accurate, by the way, and I'll explain which ones are accurate and which are not. So here are the 6. I'm sure there's lots of reactions about these. The first one is just, I'm sure everyone knows it. It's Hasta la vista, baby, which is, I'm not a Schwarzenegger fan. I don't
But why
watch
you don't say it
Schwarzenegger.
as you have to say it? It's like you completely destroy the
big guy.
phrase. You completely destroy the face, like
Yes.
saying "Hasta la vista, baby."
Vista.
But nobody's
It needs
gonna
to be
know
like-
what are you talking about.
Oh my gosh.
And you
Okay,
have to wear
so-
sunglasses as well to say it.
Exactly.
Sunglasses.
Yes.
Hold on. I have
Yes.
sunglasses, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sunglasses and
Okay,
pronounce
okay,
it as
Enrique,
has to be.
because you do everything better apparently. How about you try this sentence?
Come on, Roger.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And with the sunglasses, you see the sunglasses is
Yeah.
It's the sunglasses.
I
Yeah.
know.
Now,
Yeah, that's
Whitney,
it. It's
Whitney,
the
now it's your
Mexican
turn.
Terminator.
It's your turn, Whitney. How do you say it? Yeah, let's see. But
I'll say it if you mute yourself.
with the glasses.
I'll say it
With
if
the
you put
glasses
yourself on mute. Thank you. All right. Hasta la vista, baby. I can't do it.
Baby,
Okay.
baby.
Okay, I can take this seriously.
I like the way that you move your shoulder when you say
Yeah.
it. So that sounds like I don't think that
Baby.
robots did that.
Yeah.
But it's more of like it was the daughter between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Celia Cruz.
Okay, how would how is like
so glad
how
you
would you
stayed
say
to
it,
listen to
Hernan?
this.
How would you
100%.
say it?
Yeah.
I don't have any sunglasses around here,
You
but
need
it
to,
would,
yeah.
it would
How
be,
you say it?
let me
Ah,
see.
come on, you
Just
can
1
create
second.
you can create some there. I think so.
There's
You
one.
can
There's
just-
one.
Let's
I
look
think I'm getting my prop department is getting some sunglasses for me. 1 second. No, they're not. Oh, okay, I'm gonna fire them anyway. So it will be like it will be something like "Hasta la vista, baby."
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you
Yes,
go. Like
come on.
yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be like okay, so shoulders fixed, and maybe it will be like "Hasta la vista, baby." It's like zero Latinness. You have to take inside of your Latinness and freeze it for 5 seconds. That's it. That's
So obviously we know this one. It's from Terminator, and like there are more common expressions to say "see you later," "hasta luego," "nos vemos," "hasta la próxima." So that's the first one. I'm sure I'll get critiques on the others, so I'll try and go a little quicker. Mi casa es su casa. So, or mi casa es tu casa, could be either one. I think the su casa they say more.
Casa es tu
But
casa.
actually, before
Okay.
okay, 1 second. But sometimes people will say mi casa su casa, which is wrong. It should be mi casa es or su casa or tu casa, which means my home is yours. So it's a way to welcome others into your home. And you need the verb es, and some people omit that verb, which is the incorrect Spanish. Not all of these are correct. And Enrique, did you want to add something to that as well?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you. I'm trying to have my
listen,
notes
as-
open
as
and
long-
this, so it's hard to navigate.
It doesn't matter if it's missing something or yeah, they understand.
Yeah. Well, no, because some of these are wrong. Like no hay problema. So sometimes they actually say no hay problema, which is totally wrong.
It's totally wrong. Schwarzenegger did a big bad thing in that movie because I corrected so many people that told me no problema, and I was like, what?
I
That
hate
doesn't mean
that.
anything.
I'm like, first of all, it's problema. Let's get this straight. Second of all,
No
normally you
problema.
want like an article, like I say no pasa nada instead, or no hay ningún problema, ningún might be better, but yeah, this one has been butchered quite a few times. And then the next one also, which is used incorrectly, que será será. This came from a song, I had to research this a little bit, in the 50s from Doris Day. And it was an idiom that was popularized, and she sang it in an Alfred Hitchcock movie called The Man Who Knew Too Much. And the more correct way to say this would be like lo que será será, but if you want to say what will be, like if you want to use that que, you would normally have an accent on it, but normally it's lo que será será, whatever will be, like whatever happens will happen. It's kind of like, a comforting phrase. And then the last one is wrong. People say no comprende instead of no comprendo. So to say, this means like he or she or you, if you're saying it in the usted way, like doesn't understand. And I think a lot of the times people want to say, I don't understand. So that would either be no comprendo or no entiendo. So both verbs comprender and entender mean to understand. And in Spanish, obviously, to say the negative, you've seen the word no in front of it. Funny how that word is universal. And so no comprende should really be no comprendo if you're saying I don't understand. And those are my 5 phrases. Other than that, go to my website, subscribe, makingSpanishSimple.com, and follow me on YouTube. That's the most important. But I'm going to go back to these 5 so I can have my sea of critics talk about them.
No, it's just any writers of the scripts, just go to Whitney.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but this was hard to find. I Googled because I haven't watched a film with these expressions in them for a while. So when Enrique had this wonderful idea.
Well, also I think so they are like some of them that, and others that maybe we can just like make a research like no, we were talking about Vato Loco, no? Or Loco. Oye, loco.
Loco is used a lot. Yeah, poco loco, or loco is used a lot. Like there's a Friends episode where they talk about tu mamá es muy loca or something like that. But I've done research on this, and if you Google Spanish expressions in American films, good luck finding more than these 5. So I think it's more memory when you're watching them. But if you Google that, you'll get a lot of expressions that are famous in American films that are translated to Spanish. So that's another fun thing you can learn. But yeah.
Do you remember any other phrase, Eliane or Hernan, that, well, sometimes in the movies they are like talking in Spanish in a different way?
That's what I was going to ask you. And anyone in the crowd, throw it in the comments if you've heard of another Spanish expression in a non-Spanish speaking film that is correct or incorrect. Please.
Well, don't worry. Don't break your mind now. It's like, what if we go to, meanwhile, you can think about it, and also the audience, you can put in the comments. Meanwhile, we are going to Signo de Fuego, and I would like that, Eliane, if you can present the song.
Of course. Signo de Fuego is Spanish for fire sign, because like other people on this interview today, I'm a Sagittarius. And for me, there's like, it's a song about celebrating what a fire sign means. So in terms of listen, I'm not here to mess around. I'm going for it. So for me, it's the song that if it wasn't mine, it's the kind of thing I want to listen to when I'm about to go out or go on stage or go and like do a job interview where I need like a power up. So it's like a power song. It's a little bit female empowerment because obviously, man, I'm female, I wrote it. So, but it applies to everyone. It's not meant to be gendered. It's about, I have my ancestors behind me. I have my present here. Like I am present with myself and I'm going forward. And I am a fire sign and I'm not to be messed around with. And that's what the song is. It's just a massive celebration of empowerment.
Well, so actually some people that they were asking me when we put the promo, is that song that we use for the promo? And they were people that they were asking, what is the name of the song? So, well, it's like
Signo de Fuego, that's the name.
Signo de Fuego. So, well, Roger, over you. Let's go with Signo de Fuego then.
Oye, mira cómo vengo. Candela. Dice la verdad. Nací una noche de invierno bajo signo sagitario. Mi mamá me enseñó a ser libre, a confiar en mi camino. A diario. Mis raíces me enseñaron a sintonizar la clave. Yo vivo para dar amor desde arriba del escenario. A veces me da por escapar, bien lejos de esta algarabía. Me llaman las olas de Yemayá, los árboles al monte, el murmullo de los ríos. A veces vivo en el infierno y se convierte en paraíso. Y cuando se desdobla la belleza ante mis ojos, las lágrimas me llevan al infinito. Miro al cielo, veo vida, miro al piso, veo fuerza. La lengua no me tocan, soy una mujer de paz. Voy pisando fuerte, voy dejando huella. que este año nadie me va a parar.
Yo soy signo de fuego.
Más que mujer, más que color de piel, soy un corazón que late, un alma que quiere crecer.
Yo soy lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer.
Yo soy hija del agua y la candela. Si me quieren conocer,
Yo soy signo de fuego.
ahí signo de fuego. Vengo con los planetas alineados, un corazón y un solo
Yo soy lo que
querer.
viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer.
El que la lleva de verdad, le sabe reconocer.
Llevo la verdad en mano, acompañada por lo mío. Me tropiezo y me equivoco sin caer en el abismo. Yo soy tierra, fuego y agua, soy el cante, el sentido. Mi canción, mi razón de ser, mi tumbao es mi motivo. Yo soy esa la bárbara bendita. Poseída por mi sante por you. Voy pisando fuerte, voy dejando huella. Este año nadie me va a parar. Vengo del mundo entero con lo mejor de todas partes. La luz de la tierra caliente, arte soy entre las artes. Traigo el aire fresco en la noche de noviembre. Caminante en mi camino, lugares donde tú lo sientes. La brisa fresca, el sol que pica, las raíces que me llevé. Yo soy lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer. Soy la abuela bailando en fin de año, son de mamá Inés. Yo soy lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer. Soy la calle de ciudades que algún día conoceré, conoceré. Soy lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer. Y yo me llamo Yamin Quintana y dígame cómo se llama usted.
Ferrer,
Lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer.
y dale mambo.
Soy lo que viene mañana y lo que traigo de ayer.
Caminante, caminante, caminante. Camina conmigo, walk with me, marche avec moi. Ay, no te dejes encoger. Caminante, camina conmigo, que esta tierra mía es tuya también. Caminante, camina conmigo, que no hay frontera que te pueda detener.
Aquí, allá estoy en todas partes.
Yo soy el futuro, lo que ya
Yo
avisaron.
soy el mundo, soy un mundo aparte.
Las historias que no te contaron.
Aquí, allá estoy en todas partes.
Soy los abuelos que se fueron.
Yo soy el mundo, soy un mundo aparte.
Todos los pueblos que recorrieron.
Aquí, allá estoy en todas partes.
Más que mi nombre, más que mi
Yo
piel.
soy el mundo, soy un mundo
Y de las
aparte.
cuatro esquinas yo vine pa' ver.
Aquí, allá estoy en todas
Y que te
partes.
guste o no, we here to stay.
Yo soy el mundo, soy un mundo aparte.
Somos el futuro, míranos bien.
Yo soy el mundo, soy un mundo aparte.
Extraordinary song, definitely.
Bravo.
Amazing rhythm.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, brilliant, brilliant. So congratulations, Eliane. It's like, and as I said before to the audience, this is one of the songs that you can listen in this complete 42 minutes of music that is amazing. And it's very easy to find her, Eliane Correa
You
music.
just go Eliane Correa Evolucion online concert. It's gonna be right there.
So you just put it on YouTube and you will find it. It's very easy, actually. So it's like, yeah. So, well, thank you very much to everyone. Well, they were saying about like also about phrases like what Abhijit is saying, like la vida es como una caja de chocolates, but of course it's like, yeah, it's like life is like a box of chocolate, you know, that you never know what it's going to
That was one of the ones that came up. right
Yeah.
away. Mhm.
And come to mi casa and do the loco thing, no? Well, the loco thing, I think so, no? Yeah, it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's like, okay, well, it's like, they are like interesting phrases. I would like to say thank you very much to all the people that they were participating with us, like Laura Perez, Adriana Blue, Abhijit, Annalise, Liliana, Nick, Regan, Regan, no, it's like Nuchereno, I should say.
Yeah, she's my sister.
Yeah. Abhijit is saying that, well, when Roger was presenting, it was more like the Latino mature instead of the Terminator, no? Yeah. So, well, Alejandro Roberta, that, well, is saying also, hi, Eliane.
Hey, Alejandro! Yeah.
Annalise, it says, looks great. We'll check out your page. Thanks, Eliane. It's like Sandra Barroso, Yo no me voy, incredible. So, well, it's like a lot of different people. Thank you very much for all your comments. So, well, it's like, I think it's time to go. So, guys, something that you would like to say, Eliane?
Just keep supporting Latin American culture. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your support and please keep going. We are here, we are many, we are varied. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Eliane, for being with us. Hernan?
Yeah, well, just hi for all the Latinos in London, that we are many and growing, Latin proud, and thank you for inviting me.
Sorry, I shouldn't share that one yet. Apologies. It's like I just, yeah. No, well, it has been actually a pleasure having you here. It's like, Hernan, thank you very much. Eliane, it has been a pleasure, both of you guys.
Thank you so much.
You are outstanding people. And of course, well, Eliane and Hernan, well, hopefully you can come back to the show in another time in order that we can talk more about movies and also about music. And also we can combine both, as we know already.
Yeah, why not?
Thank
Why
you.
not? Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So on the other side, Whitney Nuchereno.
Yeah, just thank you so much to our guests. It was another fantastic show. I was looking up, Eliane, your band is playing May 23rd and I am buying tickets because I can't wait to see you
Yes!
live.
Come and
So,
see it.
Yeah.
everyone, yep, wait 5 minutes so I can confirm my tickets and get yours because there's limited seating and I absolutely understand why. And I'm going to bring a friend and I can't wait to see you end of May.
I can't wait to see you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I can't wait to see
Let's go.
more and more of your films. Love the Harry Potter series. Loved a lot, like so many great movies that you've done, Jungle Book and whatnot. And next week, I'm only going to spoil half of it. We are going to talk about a little fashion from Peru, and possibly some art as well. And then Enrique, you can spoil the rest of it. But
Well, some music, and they were talking about Venezuela,
Yeah,
so we're going to have
Venezuela.
some music from Venezuela too.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, my dear Whitney. Roy Alarcon.
Well, I enjoyed this episode. It was amazing. Thanks for the two guests. Amazing Latin American successful people. For one side, Hernan, congratulations for all your career. And for the other, Eliane, I've seen you many times in many groups, many rhythms. And I saw you in Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Thank you very much for being in the program.
Thank you.
And see you, everyone from the public. See you next week.
Excellent, my dear Roger. So, well, it's like, thank you very much, everyone. And as I said at the beginning, don't forget to support us, give us a like, share all these videos that we have. And of course, if you know some friends that they are linked with Latin America or they are Latinos, well, let us know. Send us a message through Facebook in order that we can contact them and let us know also what kind of topics do you want to know more about Latin America. So remember, the Latin America show is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. London time. My name is Enrique Gelista, so see you next week.